Okay, so this breaking news comes from Darren Ravel, the same guy that broke the news that Card Prawn was cheating and scamming the industry for millions of dollars. He apparently has the lowdown that Collectors, which is the parent company that owns PSA, has bought out the entirety of SGC. Collectors CEO Nat Turner says the two companies will still operate independently. Yeah, right. Guys, don't let news and headlines fool you. We're gonna put our thinking caps on for a second. No company buys another company just for the two companies to keep doing the same thing they've always been doing. That's never been the case. Also, don't let stats like these fool you. PSA has 78% of the market, seems a little high. SGC has 7% of the market, seems a little high, especially when you compare it to them saying CGC has 10 and Beckett has 4. How many shows have you been to? How many pictures of cards have you seen? You've seen Beckett slabs. Of course you've seen PSA slabs. You think Beckett only has 4%? Let me tell you why I think this buyout is actually happening. I think SGC is a dying company. I think most collectors already kind of know this, and no new collectors are really engaging in the purchasing or selling of SGC slabs, especially when it comes to big market movers in cards like TCG. Now, what I mean by this is SGC was a company that mostly is used to grade sports cards, and I'm sure a lot of people still use SGC to grade sports cards, but the value is simply not there. You know, pretty objectively, you can say the highest retained value for most cards is in a BGS slab. And of course, people will argue, well, the most expensive cards ever are in SGC slabs, but that is not attributed necessarily to SGC, but just by the fact that the people that owned these very valuable and still intact, you know, Mickey Mantle cards, Babe Ruth, those cards are just that owner wanted to put it in an SGC slab. That doesn't magically make SGC this company that everyone uses to grade their cards, when simply people don't. You can also tell this by just going to any card show, and I'm not just talking like Collecticons, like any card show across America, anywhere. Look at any table, look at any Facebook marketplace or Discord group. When people are trying to get out of the hobby, sell their slabs, Pokemon sports, or you know, what have you, you see Pokemon in PSA slabs, sports cards as well, BGS, you see, even CGC, and they just started to do it. If SGC has been around for as long as they claim, and SGC has this small amount of the market, why don't we see tuxedo slabs just everywhere? Like, I'm not even talking just, you know, more than PSA, but just minimally. Like, just think about it. Do you ever see a table where most of the table is SGC slabs, or even just a section of it is? Or is it more PSA, BGS, CGC? You can even see people's comments on their value. SGC is a dying company. PSA can pick it up and use their manpower, their resources to bolster PSA. I think SGC will most likely be gutted. You see a lot of comments supporting that, and that's probably how that story ends.